Before we go into the build of the watch and I ramble away explaining the process, I just want to go over the parts I bought once again. Mind you, I do have another video about me ordering these parts from AliExpress. You can go and watch that video from the iCard in the upper right hand corner or the link in the description. But sometimes I know you just don't want to do that, so here's the general rundown. I bought a stainless steel watch case with a nice bezel ring and an odd crown positioning at 4 o'clock. We'll talk about that when we're building the watch. Along with that, I got this Milanese strap, universally adjustable, very nice. Next, I purchased a high accuracy Seiko NH35 watch movement. You can see how it has the date ring attached as well. Then a matte black dial with chrome accents on the markers. And finally, these watch needles. So with that, let's get on with the build. The first thing that I did once I got my parts was to see if they were all in working condition. So as you can see here, the flywheel and the balance spring, or tourbillon as it's known in French, is working properly. This step is basically the right way to attach a dial to the watch movement. These small pegs are to be aligned with the matching holes in the movement casing and everything snaps in place. This clip is kind of arbitrary for my build since I had a complication which forced me to do it in another way. The next step after attaching the dial is to attach the needles. The needles must be attached in a particular order, this being the hour hand, the minute hand, and then the second hand. First we're going to attach the hour hand. The hour hand is the easiest to attach since it has an extremely large hole and a thick stem to attach it. Here you can see me check if the hour hand is attached properly to the stem. When I turn the crown, it moves extremely smoothly, hence it is attached properly. Next, the minute hand. The minute hand is more challenging to attach than the hour hand since the hole and the stem are much smaller. Eventually, using these two setter tools and the eyepiece, I was able to align it with the stem and set the minute hand in place. Here you can see me testing the minute hand and the hour hand together, as when I turn 60 minutes on the minute hand, the hour hand moves 1 hour forward. I know that this movement is aligned perfectly and it is working properly. This is one of the hardest steps while attaching the needles, attaching the second hand. The second hand stem is extremely thin, basically like a hair-like fiber which is sticking out. And you can't use too much pressure, you can't use too much force, and the hole that is there in the second needle is also not visible to the human eye. As you can see, I've had to use two magnifying glasses and this setter tool to just barely set it in place, and then it eventually started working. Alright, hold up a minute. Let me pause these clips and explain what went wrong with this particular watch build. The complication like I mentioned. And till then, why don't you take this time to subscribe to the channel? I've stopped the clip, so just go down and press that red button. Or if you're a returning subscriber, press that bell icon so that you get notified of when I upload. Taking a look at these two watch cases side by side, it's evident that I had taken up a bit of a challenge without even realizing it. Regular watch cases have their crowns at 3 o'clock. This one had its at 4 o'clock. The dial we had ordered had pegs to fit a 3 o'clock case, which meant that if I went ahead with the alignment, my dial would be shifted somewhat like this. To get over this issue, I had to basically glue the dial onto the movement in the alignment I wanted. So I removed the pegs with forceps, filed whatever was sticking out, and then used dial dots to stick it on. Dropping the movement into the watch case and aligning the stem hole, we can then insert the stem into the case and then once again ensure if everything is working properly. Another clip that I lost was of me cutting the crown stem to length. Normally the stem comes slightly oversized to accommodate various diameters of cases, and we have to cut it to length, but I lost that clip. The case back has a rubber O-ring which needs to be soaked in silicone grease, then lined to the case. Then it can be closed tightly with the case back tool. And finally, this is how the watch looks on my wrist. And that's about it, really. I'm gonna be making more watches for sure since I've thoroughly enjoyed my experience. This watch has amazed me and I've been wearing it every single day since I finished making it, and it has performed flawlessly. If you enjoyed this video, do tell me in the comments and leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And well, till then, my name is Vedant, this is Explorer Central, and I'll see you in the next one.